Welcome to the notes on parallelograms. So what is a parallelogram? A parallelogram is where both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. So that means that this side right here would be parallel to this side, again, opposite sides. And then that means that this side right here, I'll use two arrows, would be parallel to this side. So that's what a parallelogram is. Opposite sides are parallel. Important properties, super important. Gotta know these. Commit these to memory. We'll cover them right now. It's pretty straightforward. First thing you need to know, opposite sides of a parallelogram. Not only are they parallel, they are congruent. You can see in the diagram here. If we look at AB, where's its opposite side? It's congruent to CD. And then obviously BC would be with AD, what it says right there. So opposite sides are congruent. Next, we've got opposite angles are congruent. So again, you look at the diagram. Here's angle B, and its opposite angle is D. They're congruent. Same with A and C. So opposite sides and angles are congruent. Next one, same side angles, or sometimes they call them consecutive angles, are supplementary. Well, oh, wait, what does supplementary means? It means they add to 180. Adds to 180 degrees. So we look at same side angles. We've got a bunch here. And if I look at angle A, what angle is on the same side of it? Well, angle B is on the same side of that. And so is D, and we'll talk about that, but angle A plus B equals 180. Any angles that are on the same side add up to 180. And then finally, diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. What does bisect mean? It means cut in half. So if we look at these diagonals, all right, if we look at BE and BE, all right, and is congruent to DE because this angle right here will bisect it, cut in half. So these two angles here will be congruent, and these two segments, here will be congruent. Not necessarily congruent to each other, like each diagonal will be congruent to each other, but each diagonal will be bisected. So then knowing those properties, here's the type of examples that we're going to see. It says angle S is right here. STUV is a parallelogram. Find TU and WT. Well, where is TU? TU is right here. Well, if this side's 12, that means this side's 12 because opposite sides are congruent. So TU equals 12. Where's WT? WT is right here. Well, we know that diagonals bisect each other. So if this is right here is 14, well, then this piece right here has to be 14. We're done. It's just knowing those properties. Another example, JKLM is parallelogram. Find the measure of angle L. Well, we know that M is 135 and angle L is on the same side of angle M. Same side add up to 180. So measure of angle L equals is 135 plus some number, which equals, plus L, plus angle L has to equal 180. Okay, so then I just subtract 135 from 180, and that will give me my answer. So angle L, all right, is going to equal 45 degrees. 180 minus 135 is 45 degrees, just knowing those properties. And then finally, ABCD is a parallelogram. Find X. Well, where's my X's? They're here and here. They're on angles. So ask yourself, angles, which property? Opposite angles are congruent. We just do algebra. 9x plus 2 equals 12x minus 34. Let's solve for x. Subtract 2, do the opposite. Minus 2. So 9x equals 12x minus 34 minus 2 is minus 36. I'm going to subtract 12x from each side. Subtract 12x. So I get 9 minus 12 is negative 3x equals negative 36. I'm going to divide each side by negative 3. Divide each side by negative 3. Therefore, x will equal a negative divided by a negative. Cancels each other out. So 36 divided by 3 is 12. There is my final answer. And there is our lessons on parallelograms and their properties.